that all men are created equal, though everyone knows that most men consider themselves better than someone. Of all the of all the nations in the world, the United States was built on nobody's image. The historian Daniel Broston wrote.
Hold on, because I want to remind you with this thing. So the author here is using a quotation, and this quotation from someone who is supposed to be an expert because he is a historian, right? So why do
Yes,
you think why do you think an author would use somebody else's ideas and or a quote would quote somebody else?
convince the reader.
Yes, very good. To provide or to support or to give validity. We talked about the validity yesterday, right? To give validity for his or her argument, right? So that the reader will think, I think this is an expert, and this expert is someone who knows what he's talking about. All right. So this is a valid argument here. I'm reading, right?
Right.
Good, Hamodi. Thank you, Hamad. Let me move on to Marwan. Marwan, you've just joined us.
Yes, Mr.
Good morning, love. Can you continue
Good
reading
morning.
fast, please, from here?
That's because it was built of bits and pieces
Uh-huh.
that seem
Discordant.
discordant,
Uh-huh.
like the
Like?
crazy quilts that have been one of its great folk art forms.
Yeah.
Built and
Velvet, calico, and check,
calico and check
and
and
brocade.
products.
All, yes. This is a very good point here. So the author here is repeating the metaphor, but this time with a simile. Okay, so this is a repetition of the metaphor that is in the title, but this time she used what? A simile. And I'd like to ask Muhammad Al-Aqil. Thank you, Marwan. Or ask Marwan first before I move to Muhammad Al-Aqil. Marwan, what's a simile, love?
To
Marwan?
compare
Very good.
between two things
Yes, very good. Using
using
like?
like or as.
Very good. So what is the author comparing here? He's comparing it. It what?
United States.
To what? To this crazy quilt. In what way? In what way? America is made of like the quilt. Like the quilt, which is made of bits and pieces. What does bits and pieces mean, Marwan Habibi? Bits and pieces. You see? Bits and pieces. Marwan, bits and pieces.
فتفوتات يعني.
Pardon me?
فتفوتات.
Yeah, like pieces, small pieces, and
Yes.
different pieces. Bits and pieces here, this is an idiom to refer to things that are made up of different or various small pieces or small parts. All right? So, this is like the crazy quilt. And she's described the quilt as being crazy. You know why? Why does she describe it as being crazy? She described the quilt as crazy. She explained because it has it has made of what? Of different fabric, different types of cloth, velvet, calico, checks, brocade. These are different types of fabric. What are these? Fabric. What's fabric?
Fabric قماش.
Yes, very good. Thank you,
Sir, what's the meaning of discordant?
Discordant. We said it yesterday. Discordant. If things are discordant, that means they are similar or different. Discordant actually means not harmonious, not similar. and they are sometimes
Different.
conflicting, and they are even conflicting.
Yes.
You see what I mean? So,
Yes.
yeah. Okay, Muhammad Al-Aqil, can you explain the simile here again? Thank you, Marwan. Muhammad Al-Aqil, has Muhammad Al-Aqil joined us? Has Muhammad Al-Aqil joined us? Muhammad?
No, he didn't.
No, he hasn't joined yet. Okay. I'm sorry about that. Let's move on to Muhammad Jibreen. Muhammad Jibreen? Not
Yes.
yet. Hello? Hamoudi, are you
Hello.
there?
Yes, yes. I was
Yes,
just
love.
waiting
Good morning,
because
love.
I have
Can you
somebody in my
explain the
room.
simile? Can you point out and explain the simile here? But normally, if I ask you this question in a worksheet or in even a quiz or an exam, I would like cite a figurative language in the first paragraph and explain it. What type of figurative language can we spot here? Oh, you weren't listening to me, Muhammad. You weren't following, were you?
Yes, Mister. I was doing something.
Sorry about that. Sorry about that, love. Muhammad Saad Al-Ajmi, are you there? Muhammad, have you joined? Oh, you said yesterday that your microphone is broken. Have you managed to fix it? Let me move on to who's raising his hand. Abdulaziz. Abdulaziz, love, what do you want to say? So,
I was going to
cite,
say I
if I
think
ask you the question like this, cite an example of the author's use of figurative language in the first paragraph and explain it. How are you going to answer this question, Aziz?
yes, he compared the United States to a crazy quilt
And
without using like a rise, which means it's a metaphor.
no, this is the title. I'm talking about the paragraph here.
Yes, I told you, the United States to a crazy quilt.
You must be serious. Then what this is? Sorry.
Huh?
What this is?
It's in the paragraph.
Yes.
طيب, okay.
You weren't following, Adid.
I was following, والله, what? It's in the
Listen, you didn't
paragraph.
say, you said, did I say there is a metaphor here?
Not, okay, maybe the metaphor part wasn't.
Was it?
Maybe it's not a metaphor, but I mean, you said
So
compare
what
two things.
type of figurative language is it here?
Similarly, but Mr. The United States is above and the crazy quilt is here.
Yes, I know. She said like the crazy quilt. So the comparison is made here. It's set up here. She compares between the United States because here, what does it refer to? What does it refer to here?
United States.
Yes, very good. So it's like what? The crazy quilt. In what way?
Okay.
In what way they are alike?
And
In
the
what
bits
way?
and pieces. Bits and pieces.
Very good. They are made up of different or discordant bits and pieces, right? So, yes, very good. Okay, now, and of course, she describes the quilt as being crazy, and she started by saying that America itself is an improbable idea, like a crazy idea. It's unbelievable, right? Okay, Aziz? Guys, do you understand? If you don't understand, please let me know.
Yes.
Okay, Yahya, you said yes. Or Hamad. This is Hamad, right?
I said
Hamad.
I understand.
No,
Then-
Yahya.
Yahya, you don't understand, love.
No, I understand. I said yes, I
Repeat what you
understand.
understand, please. Can you repeat what you have understood for us, please?
Yes, this paragraph.
Yes. My question is,
Yes.
Provide an evidence of the author's use of figurative language Okay, and explain it. What type of figurative language has the author used here, and explain the comparison.
It's a simile.
Yes, very good.
And the simile is that because it was built of bits and pieces that
Very
seem
good.
discordant, like the crazy quilts,
Very good.
that have been one of its great folk art forms.
Very good. What point does the author want to make here?
She wants to talk that the crazy quilt, she's referring to the improbable idea. And
Yes,
that,
very good. Yes,
and
so,
that,
so to tell us that America is a diverse society, although
yes,
despite the disagreements or despite being discordant, but still it's one nation.
yes.
Despite
But,
discordant, but it's still one nation, right?
but I have a question.
Yes, love.
That came to me. What's the meaning of discordant?
Yeah, thank you for asking. Thank you for asking. Although I answered this question before. Can you read for us, Yahya, love?
Yes, it's an adjective,
Discordant.
conflicting, discordant,
Conflicting.
adjective,
Yeah.
conflicting or not harmonious.
Yes, not harmonious.
Harmonious.
Yeah, you know what's harmony? What's harmony?
تناغم.
Yeah, very good. Tanagum, or like similar. Similar. If two things are in harmony, that means the two things are similar. Here, the
Doesn't
word
match up.
discordant means not similar,
Doesn't match.
not alike. Very good. I love you. I love you, Aziz. Very good. Okay, don't
Positive
fit together.
or something like
Don't
that.
fit together. That's why she calls it a crazy quilt, or a crazy nation, or an improbable idea. Because actually, if you look from outside, if you look at America from as an outsider, you will be like, oh, how do these people with these different cultures and different colors and different ethnicities live together and get along together? You see what I mean? So that's it. Sorry, boys. Just a minute. Sorry, guys, because my battery was running low, so it was about to shut down. Alhamdulillah, I managed to. Yes, it's charging now. Okay, so let's move on. Was I answering a question for somebody? Sorry, I forgot what I was doing. Do you understand, gentlemen?
I
Hello?
believe you're
Yes,
answering
yes.
discordant.
Okay, so the word discordant means conflicting or at differences. There are differences between the different parties or the different people or the different individuals. Okay, but they are still, as I told you, one nation, like the crazy quilt, which is made of different types of fabric. Nevertheless, it has turned out to be a work of art, a piece of art. Yeah? Yes. Okay, so let's continue with Muhammad Al-Ajmi. Have you fixed your microphone, love?
Yes, I fixed it.
Okay, can you continue reading for us?
Okay. Out of many one that
Yes, very good.
Idea, the reality is often quilts different, a great natural striving.
Hold on. Out of many, one. Out of many, one. Like the velvet, the quilt. It's out of many. The country, it's out of many. But it's at the end of the day,
One.
it has become one. So this is kind of elaboration. More elaboration to the argument that she is trying to make here. All right? Now, we are going to start. That's the ideal. What do we mean by that's the ideal?
That's the main idea.
What does ideal mean? Ideal.
The best idea, mister.
Very good. The perfect thing. Yeah, very good. Yes. Who's this? Muhammad Al-Ajmi. You're reading, Muhammad. What do you want, Muhammad?
Mister, I want to ask a question that you said, fiber. It's his word with fiber.
Pardon me?
What meaning fiber?
Come again, please.
Fiber. What meaning fiber?
Fiber.
Yeah, fiber.
It's a kind of material. A kind of material. Yeah,
Thanks, but I want to ask.
like alyaf. You see what I mean?
Yeah, I see it.
Okay.
Because you say use it in this word, and they think that fiber is the same like this meaning of fiber.
Fiber. Where's fiber?
No, you used it before.
Fabric. Fabric, not fiber. Fabric.
Yeah, fabric. It's
Cloth.
same like
Cloth. Cloth. Cloth.
yeah, kumash. I know.
Yes. Thank you. Okay. Now let's start the next paragraph, Hamoud. The reality is, so this is the idea. America is supposed to be one nation, and this is the ideal, right? But the reality is different.
Reality is often.
So, what do you think she is introducing here? What do you think she is going to introduce here? Hamoudi? Hello?
I don't know.
Okay, let me move on to Muhammad. So, thank you, Hamoudi. Let me move to Mu'taz. Mu'taz?
Yes, Mister.
Hello, Mu'taz. How are you doing?
I'm fine. What about you?
Alhamdulillah. It's okay, love. I'm still, forgive me, but I'm still unfamiliar with the new voices. Okay. So the reality is, what do you think when she says the reality is often quite different? What do you think she's going to introduce here?
The real image of America,
Or,
like the one side.
yeah, can we say she's going to introduce
Counter argument.
counter argument? What does a counter argument mean? An opposing idea or
Opinion.
an opposing claim or opinion. Yes, very good. Because a claim is, at the end of the day, is an opinion that needs to be supported. Yeah. All right. Continue, love.
The reality is often quite different. A great
Very
national
good.
thriving, consisting frequently of failure.
So, yeah, sometimes there is frequent failure. Failure in what? Failure in being really one nation.
United.
Being united. I love you. That's a very good point. Yeah. Now she's going to recall the American history. And you know what the American history is like in terms of segregation, in terms of racism. Yeah? We discussed this last year.
So what do you mean by segregation?
Oh, we discussed it here last year. Can somebody help me answer this question? Segregation. Segregation. Who? Segregation is when you separate a group of people from the society.
Oh,
Like we said last year, even the water fountain. There were water fountains for black people and there were water fountains for white people on the bus. The white people sat on the front.
In the front and the black people in the back.
Sat in the back. Even in workplaces, even in jobs, even, yeah, this is what we mean by separating, is divided between or segregating. What's another word, good word for that? Is to differentiate.
Isolation.
No, not isolation. It's like, yeah, to divide
Separation.
between people, or separate between people on a racial basis. You see what I mean? Okay. Thank you for asking, Hamad. So let's have a look. Yeah. The most pluralistic nation on earth. What does pluralistic mean?
Consisting of many ethnic and cultural groups.
Very good. That's pluralistic, like diverse. The most pluralistic, the most diverse nation or country, this is America we're talking about here, on earth there are stories not of tolerance. There are lots of stories not of tolerance, but of bigotry. What does bigotry mean? What does bigotry mean? Bigotry.
Do I look search Google?
So now the author, after she fascinated us of the American idea or the American model, she's recalling the American history, and she said there are many stories not of tolerance, of intolerance and bigotry. So we can say bigotry is
difficulties.
no,
It's
hate. What do we mean by hate? Hate. You don't know hate?
Not liking one. Like not liking a person.
the opposite of
كراهية.
like.
Hating them.
Really? You don't know hate?
كراهية.
Hatred? Okay, how about
كراهية.
yes, that's absolutely right. So now the author here is recalling the American what? History.
History.
Okay, like what? Like what? Like what?
Slavery and sweatshops.
Sweatshops. You know what sweatshops are? What sweatshops are?
Is it like a 24/7 shop?
Yes, kind of. So forced labor. You know forced labor? Forced labor.
Yes, forced labor. They
Yeah, very
force
good.
them to
When
do
you
work.
force people to work and you give it either no money or too little money. You see what I mean? And there is another thing, which is the burning of cross. You must have heard of this. Have you heard about this?
Yes.
What is this?
Well,
It's a cult, mister.
It's a group of people who are racist, like the white supremacists. Have you
Yes,
heard
but
about
it's a cult, mister. It's called a cult.
It's a Ku Klux Klan. I'm going to show you a video about this. Yeah.
They like wear white robes and I don't know what they wear.
Mister, what does tolerance mean?
Tolerance, yes. Tolerance,
Oh,
you have this ability to forgive others.
Okay,
The
thank you.
ability to be forgiving. The opposite is intolerance. The opposite is intolerance. So we are talking about intolerance here and bigotry. We are talking about intolerance or bigotry. All right. So let's watch a video about this KKK group. These are white supremacists.
No, mister. It's actually the opposite.
What?
The KKK hates white supremacists.
Wait.
Government launched an investigation into a possible lynching in rural Mississippi. The event instigated new scrutiny towards hate crimes and the Ku Klux Klan.
oh yes.
So what is the Ku Klux Klan? Well, it's an American hate group, also known as the KKK, that generally promotes the supremacy of the Christian Caucasian ethnicity. They operate primarily in the southern region and are infamous for using extreme torture and violence to oppress others.
Would you like me to? Sorry, I'm gonna have to start from the beginning. All right, boys.
Mister, I have a question.
Yes, love. Let me just.
How
think,
is there still, Mister? How are they able still to?
2015, the federal government.
How are they what?
How are they able to torture people and do these things without the government doing something to them?
This is a long time ago, Abdulaziz. It's illegal now.
Yeah, but they are starting to gain their popularity among extremists again. You see what I mean?
ليه شخصية مش طبيعية.
Again.
Those white supremacists. Haven't you heard about the white supremacists? Haven't you heard about
Yes.
the person who entered the mosque and killed like 17 people in New Zealand?
Yes.
Yes, I know.
So,
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
let's watch the video quickly because the class is almost over, right?
Okay.
In March 2015, the federal government launched an investigation into a possible lynching in rural Mississippi. The event instigated new scrutiny towards hate crimes and the Ku Klux Klan. So what is the Ku Klux Klan? Well, it's an American hate group, also known as the KKK, that generally promotes the supremacy of the Christian Caucasian ethnicity. They operate primarily in the southern region and are infamous for using extreme torture and violence to oppress other races, especially African Americans. The group was founded in 1866 at the close of the American Civil War and the early days of the Southern Reconstruction. During this time, African American slaves became legally free, but many ex-slaveholders sought to maintain pre-Civil War conditions and intimidate African Americans into submission. From this time until around the Civil Rights era in the 1950s, racist Jim Crow laws were enforced exclusively by KKK vigilantes, and any person who tried to upset the status quo could be tortured and killed. Ku Klux Klan members originally were distinguished only by cross-like insignias and hoods or masks covering their faces. But in the early 20th century, KKK uniforms evolved into a standardized white costume with a peaked hood. This and the burning cross remained the two archetypal symbols for the group today. During the 1920s, the group experienced a peak popularity of more...
Sorry guys, this burning of the crosses, which has become a symbol of this group, is what the author is referring to here. She's referring this incident, the burning of crosses, So that's what we are talking about. The
Yes, sir.
beginning
A
of this
question.
hate group. They call them hate group. Yes.
You say they are not like stronger than the government now, but how before?
Like terrorists. Are terrorists stronger than governments? But they are
People wearing clothes like Sambusa will win over the government.
Aziz, you're not listening, I think. You're asking a question and you don't wait to listen to my answer.
Well, I was listening. Hold the video.
Could governments control this hate group?
Yes.
We are trying to control them, but they are unable, because every now and then you can kill a man, but you can't kill the idea.
But Mr. aren't they vigilantes?
Pardon me?
Aren't they vigilantes? Like they are like with the government?
Aren't they what?
Vigilantes.
Yes. They are,
in the video they said that they are vigilantes.
Yeah.
Which are, I searched for the meaning, it said like a group that work with the government. Like search for equality and such thing.
No.
Justice.
It's a hate extremist group. If you've missed the video, Mataz, listen to the video again.
No. It mentioned the vigilantes, that they are vigilantes.
What does vigilantes mean?
It's like a group that's serve justice or something like that. Here.
No, but they're racist.
They are racist and white supremacists.
That's the idea of the club.
The Caucasian race, or Caucasian here means like the white race. Okay, let's continue the video.
More than 4 million members after the release of the pro-KKK film, The Birth of a Nation. However, the Great Depression in the 1930s depleted their ranks, as did an IRS tax dispute in the 1940s. Although there was a brief resurgence in popularity during the 1950s, generally the KKK's influence recently has been on the decline. As of 2015, the group claims a total membership of 4,000 to 6,000. They live mostly in southern states, especially Mississippi, South Carolina, and Texas. Today, some chapters of the KKK claim that they are not a hate group, but rather a nonviolent Christian organization that disagrees with the way America is changing politically. One Klan leader in Montana is even claiming that his chapter is all-inclusive and open to recruiting non-white members. Still, other Klan groups have increased their ranks by joining forces with neo-Nazi groups and holding rallies to express racist and anti-immigration views. Despite their attempts at rebranding, the core foundation of the Ku Klux Klan remains white supremacy. And as their membership dwindles, it is unlikely that they will ever return to their former numbers. Experts at the Southern Poverty Law Center, who track U.S. hate groups, have claimed the KKK is having its last gasp as an influential organization in America. Since the end of World War II, and even till today, Germany has enforced an incredibly strong policy against anything related to Nazism. To learn about what some of these laws look like, check out our video here.
In the years following the fall of the Nazis, American occupying forces confiscated all media in Germany that supported the Nazi Party.
Please remember to subscribe to TestTube so that you don't miss a single one of our.
So actually, the author is recalling these sad events from the American history, including the Burning of Crosses group. This is the KK group, which intimidated and killed and even tortured the black people. Okay, so this is actually a counter argument which is being introduced here, but I'm afraid we are running out of time. We still have 1 minute left, and I'll save the rest of this argument till tomorrow because we want to start with this argument. Any questions before we, except for criticizing others?
Mr. Muhammad and Abdulaziz.
Pardon me?
Yes, the debate.
Tomorrow, last class. Tomorrow, 6th class.
Okay.
I hope you're
Mister,
ready.
did you take the attendance?
I hope you're
Because
ready.
I don't think I was here, Mister.
I told you. That's why I asked you to use your real name. From Classera and from the participants here. I have like 21 people here attending this class. So I take a picture of this and I take the attendance. There's also participation. I take the participation here on my sheets here. You see my sheets here? This is the participation.
No, we don't see them.
You don't see it? Here.
Okay, yes, now I see it.
Yes. Take participation.
Okay, thank
So
you,
and
Mister.
you are crossed today, Muhammad, because you haven't participated. I called your name 3 times and you didn't answer me. So
Really?
yes.
I'm sorry.
See, this is irony, right? Okay, see you guys because the class will be.
Thank you, Mister.
Thank you, Mister.
Okay.
Thank you, Mister, very much.
Thank you. I appreciate.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mister.
And thank you. Thank you. Goes back to you. Thank you for every happy moment you give.
Thank you, Mister. Bye.
Thank you. Thank you. Goodbye.
Thank you, Mr. Ramdalas.
Welcome, love.